Hey everyone, this is Coach Mark. I hope you guys are doing well. We're getting ready to move into 2016, right? So I want you guys to put a little bit of thought into what would you like to see manifested next year? Where would you like to be this time next year? So, December 2016, moving into 2017, I want you to really put some time and effort into thinking where would you like to be? Because if you can't figure that out, if you haven't thought about where it is that you want to be, you'll probably be in the same position that you are in right now. And that's exactly what we don't want to happen. We don't want another year to pass us by and we're exactly where we were, or probably even a little further back than where we were the year before, right? So I want you to really put some strong thought into not only where it is that you want to be, not only what it is that you want to have, but also put some thought into what are you willing to give up to get there, right? What are you willing to learn to get to where you want to be? Because what you know, all that you've learned, all that you've known has gotten you exactly where you're at right now. So if you want to take your life to another level, you're going to have to learn a little bit more. You're going to have to sacrifice a little bit more. You're going to have to give something up. Maybe it's TV time. Maybe it's, you're going to have to spend a little less time with your family. You're going to have to put in some sort of sacrifice if you want to go to the next level, because we know that really and truly, you don't stay at the level where you're at. You're either going to go up or you're going to go down. If you try to stay where you're at, you're probably going to go down, right? So you have to be intentional about whatever it is that you want. Anyway, this week, I want to talk about the difference between an observer or a visionary. Are you an observer or are you a visionary, right? And you're probably wondering to yourself, well, what's the difference between an observer and a visionary? Well, let me kind of go into it. An observer is someone that sees things for what they are, right? An observer looks at his situation and focuses on his current situation. So he might not be where he's at, but that is just what he's observing. That's what's running through his mind. And as we know, whatever you think about, that's exactly what you get. So if you could only see what's going around you at that particular time, you're going to continue to get more of that in your life. So maybe you don't have the house that you want. Maybe you don't have the car that you want. Maybe you don't have the mate that you want or the relationships that you want. Maybe you don't have the job or the financial situation that you want. If you're an observer, right, and you're observing these things and you're noticing about everything that you don't have in your life, you're going to continue to just get more of that. And if you look at it, all the people that are observers, they never ever really move too much further in life, right? Because they're observing what they have and they're focusing on exactly what they have. Now, let me tell you the difference between an observer and a visionary. A visionary isn't focused on what's going on right now. The visionary is thinking about the future. The visionary is thinking about where he or she wants to be, right? The visionary is thinking about what he or she wants to have, right? They're not focused on what is here right now today. They're thinking about where they're going to be, what they want to have, what they want to bring into their lives, right? That is a visionary. And I can promise you this, if you want to have more, you have to become a visionary. And some people might say you're crazy. Look at people like some of the greatest visionaries like Steve Jobs, right? Elon Musk, there's so many, Thomas Edison, right? All these guys, they didn't focus on what they had at that particular point in time, right? Or what was going on at that point in time, or what people were telling them was possible at that point in time. They just focused on what it is that they wanted, what they saw in their future, or what they saw in the future of whatever it was that they were doing. So you have to become a visionary. You have to be able to see what everybody else can't see. That's what a visionary is, right? So even when you're looking at your life, right, and you might say, man, how am I going to get this car? Or how am I going to get this job? Or how am I going to get this house? And if you focus on your current conditions, you're going to stay exactly where you're at. You got to think way ahead. So become a visionary. You don't want to be an observer, right? Observers stay exactly where they're at. Visionaries are the ones that go further and further and further in life, all right? So that's the difference between an observer, and that's the difference between an observer and a visionary. I want to remind you, I want you to really put some serious thought into, like, a year from now, Where is it that you want to be? What are you willing to give up to get there? Right? Because trust me, you do not want to be, and I don't know what your life is like or whatever, but we always, all of us want to be continually getting better and attaining more in life, because that's what we're here for. Right? If it's not going to be that, then we really don't need to be on earth. We're not here to just stay in the same place. We're here to continue to grow, to become better, to have more in life. Right? So think about it. Think about what it is that you want. Where do you see yourself? Maybe it's not more financial, but maybe it's to learn more or to develop new skills or just to be able to enjoy your life a little bit more, right? But if you don't think about it and then actually put together a plan to get there, you won't get there. You will stay, you won't even stay where you're at. You're going to end up dropping down a few rungs, all right? Well, thank you all, and until next week, I'm Coach Mark.